Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horrific review. Flea and I are back as we continue our look into horror anime with Dark Gathering, episodes 14 and 19, created by Kenichi Kondo. A withdrawn college kid with psychic powers teams up with a strange little girl who's searching for her dead mother's abducted soul. Welcome back, Flea. Here we go again.
Always a pleasure, sir.
This is ramping up. I'm glad we carried on with this because this is ramping up to big things.
It didn't make sense to finish. It didn't make sense to finish off where it did.
No, because it's all like the story's just carrying on, and we're getting there. This really is like horror Pokemon or something. Got to collect them all. Got to catch them all, sort of thing. Hi, priest, I choose you.
Yeah, but instead of like Pikachu, I choose you as the catchphrase. It's let's go.
Yep. It's almost like they're taking the mick out of that sort of stuff, but like
also don't give them ideas because they'll totally do like a collectible game of it.
I'd be up for that. I'd actually be up for a horror board game. Move around the board and like cards.
Best horror board game, Fury of Dracula.
I don't remember that one.
It's I can't remember who released it now, but it was originally an old Games Workshop game. It's a 4-player game. One of you plays the role of Count Dracula, and you play behind a screen so nobody can see what you're doing. And everywhere you go, you leave clues and vampires and traps for the investigators behind you. The other 3 players play the investigators, and if they all manage to corner you at the same time, there's a chance they may be able to beat you.
Cool. That was the thing growing up. Nobody around my area, like when I was a kid, played board games. They're not interested. Because I remember I got back in the day, Lost Valley of the Dinosaurs, and there was another Dracula game. Can't remember, but it was when you had a mask. It was strange, but it was a cool looking game. Ghost Castle, all that kind of stuff. But nobody ever wanted to play.
Oh my god! What was it called? Somewhere in our loft is a box full of old board games with that very game in it.
I'd recognize it as soon as I saw the cover.
Yeah, there was like a green bat and a blue bat wandering around. And you got captured by the green bat. It took you to like the vampire's tomb, and you had to wear the mask. Mm-hmm. And the only way you could stop being the green bat was to chase somebody down and actually like swap pieces with them.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was like you showed me the picture, and I'd recognize it instantly. But that's the thing. Nobody played board games. Nobody played games. They're all
God. We used to
shit. They were all hood rats. Just wanted to hang around street corners.
We used to play board games every weekend. But I think that's because when I was growing up, there's no phones, no consoles, no personal computers. I was 11 when the ZX Spectrum came out, which people say is like the world's first serious home computer. I love that box.
The rubber key, the 48K?
Yes.
That was my first computer too.
I had one when I was 11. Yep. God, it was amazing.
Gotta love the specky rubber key. Like a phone has more processing power. In fact, a pocket calculator has more processing power than that thing. But still, it was it's the first step. Like,
I'm sending this to Colin.
I had a portable computer. You get the emulators that I've been meaning to pick one up. They've actually got the proper emulators out.
Oh god, yeah, with the proper. I've still got my Spectrum. It doesn't work anymore, but I bet you any money if I opened it up with my limited knowledge of electronics, I could get the damn thing working. I've sent you a picture. Is that it?
All right, I need to have a look. Anyway, Luna's multitasking. She's Crypto Fright's currently on stream at the moment, covering Madman, and she's still got time to bites over here to say hello.
I will watch that. I will watch that later.
Yeah, I'm currently lurking on my phone just to.
See, that's it, because I got my PC doing this, and I'm on my phone as a speaker. So
that's the one.
Game. I don't remember it being called Game of Dracula.
The picture I
I
remember,
used to,
you know, what I mean, your typical standard, the kids are around the table.
I remember using the board as a board for as a Dungeons and Dragons map.
But to get back on topic, I would 100% love a Dark Gathering board game. There's just something about the setup. You know what I mean? You go to all the different locations. You know, you can have the locations plotted around the board and cards, and you know, you're wandering ghosts or something to encounter. You start off with like you picture everyone gets to draw so many cards each. That's your ghosts, you know, when your spirits,
Yes, I've got the priest graduate, which is great until you use it and it kills you along with everybody else.
Yep. Talking about actually, I suppose we'll get
that would be great fun.
So we'll start off obviously with Old F Tunnel, and
can I just say I love this episode?
These are essentially like 2-episode arcs, aren't they? That's the kind of way they're working with these.
Every single one is kind of like taking 2 episodes, and I am not going to complain about that. But I love the fact it's like we've had like Yayoi working on herself. Yayoi is like the ninja of ghost hunters.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's nothing she can't do, can't take out, nothing she doesn't know. We've had like Keitaro. Keitaro has like the ability to like not so much see as sense spirits. God dear. He has the ability to sense spirits, so he can he knows they're around him and he can avoid them.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's Eiko's turn, and Eiko is just like a regular girl.
Yeah, and this is sort of her story, isn't it? Her sort of coming into her own, being part of the team and realizing it's all been a joke to her at this point, and this is her like proper getting involved.
Oh, and it shows just what she's capable of, which, to be honest, isn't really a great deal. I mean,
no, she supports in other ways. She's like do you know the one that like operates the console, is on the radio, watchtower, you know, that sort of thing?
Yeah, if this was Thunderbird, she'd be brains.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one with all the ideas in the background, as we will find out later.
And logistical support and all. She's the driver. She's the plans.
She's the only one with the driving license.
Yep. So, you know, I mean, everyone's got their point. I like the fact that Keitaro is stepping up now. We're seeing his character progression, because keeping him at the, scaredy cat whole time's getting a bit boring now. You know what I mean? He needs to progress. He's experienced enough now to be able to deal with stuff.
Before, he wanted to protect his friend. Now he wants to protect the woman he loves.
Mm-hmm. Funny how dynamics shift your focus, eh?
I love it. Love it.
But yeah, they arrive at the F tunnel, and there's actually 3 tunnels.
The new F tunnel, the old F tunnel, and the old F tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the way it's like, Keitaro, which one feels the worst? And it's like, well, the middle one, the old F tunnel. And then as they're walking it, I love the way that now it's kind of like when they arrive at like a spot, when they arrive at a power spot, whatever you want to call it, Eiko reads out all the stories as they're walking in.
That's becoming a bit of a trope. What do you call her? Like I said, this is why I'm likening this to Pokemon. Who's the girl that flips open the thing, the little hand thing, that describes the Pokemon?
God,
it's not Ash.
I haven't watched Pokemon since the first series.
I remember is Ash, the woman with the baseball cap, the wee lad. But the girl with them, she's the one who always flips open the little device.
The one with the shorts, yellow vest and braces.
Yep.
That's Misty.
Right,
Series 1, I remember. Any of the others, didn't watch them.
Yeah. Yeah, she always flips open to describe the Pokemon, doesn't she? The little device thing. That's Eiko's role in this. She's narrator, the exposition device.
But there's some great rumors about this, Tom. Thing is, though, apparently, if you follow the urban myth that she reads out in this, you can actually track down exactly where this is.
That's cool. I like the fact that
like every single one of the ghost spots that is mentioned in this anime is an actual real place with urban legends behind it. The guy who wrote this is he'll take this, he'll be happy with this. A massive ghost nerd.
But that's what you. I think to make a good series, you need a passion behind it.
Yeah,
and this is what I'm talking about. This missing from entertainment, from stuff today. People are just making content for the sake of making content, and there's no passion behind it. There's no interest.
There's no a lot of it. There's no intelligence behind it. A guy I watch who does slight tangent. A guy I watch on YouTube who does history videos. I said there's more and more AI history where you just feed facts in, you feed facts into an AI and it will come out with like a story it has made up, an AI video of like what happened on the deck of this ship or what happened in this battle or that tank, and it's kind of like it's destroying the truth behind history.
I started watching ones, about the Australian SAS and the Vietnam War. Yes. And once you watch 2 or 3 of those videos, you see the pattern, like even the intonation of the AI, and it's like, and they're stress these things out for like 45 minutes, and you're like, and I'll admit on Facebook, Facebook Reels, God, there's this trashy AI content. It's like soap opera stuff. And I think I've become slightly addicted to it because it's so bad. I mean, it's ridiculous. And the stories are so hammy that I'm like flicking through them. But what they do is they're trying to get you to sign up to an app.
Yeah.
So they don't tell you how the thing resolves and they keep going back. It's very clever when you watch it, how they can get you sucked in. So what they do is they'll build your story on a wee bit, right? But what they're trying to do is get you to sign up to an app and pay for the end of the story. And you don't really, the story's the story's already resolved. This is bottom feeder content. But I'm finding it as a perfect palate cleanser because when I'm watching this stuff, I'm like thinking and overthinking. Does that make sense? And analyzing.
Yeah.
And looking behind it. So this is dumb. Dumbest of dumb content. And I'm like going, And I've just got myself on that I'm doing it. Then I'm asking myself, why am I doing this? And I realize it's because I just want to switch my brain off for a minute and just watch something completely stupid.
There are better ways of switching your brain off than that.
I understand, but like I said, that's why I ask myself why I'm doing it. Why am I watching this absolute devil?
Right. Huffing a bottle of scotch is a better way to switch your brain off than that.
Nah, I've stopped doing that stuff.
Because at least when you wake up in the morning, you'll have learned something not to huff a bottle of scotch.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm watching this thing on Pearl Harbor. I can feel my brain cells dying. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's when they're it's the same beats, it's like I said, I was interested, because I know that it was not something talked about was the Australian SAS operating in Vietnam and what they did. But these AI videos they're just horrible because they're putting in emotional stuff as well. They learn to walk like this and do that and beat ghosts in the jungle, and it's just it goes over again and again and again just to fill up time.
Oh no, I do watch some.
I started blocking all. When you don't recommend channel thing. I wiped them all out now, so I don't see them anymore.
Right. My sister watches the same kind of thing, but for my sister, it's like pimple popping videos. They're not AI. It's just people popping. It's just like this.
Oh, that stuff's been around for. Yeah, I can't remember what those were.
But that's it's like if she wants to switch off and just kind of like, pardoning the terminology, mong out over something, pimple popping videos on Vietnam, I think they are.
I
Put
used
me
to
off
watch
custard for life, it did.
I used to watch Animal Sanctuary videos, but that's become they're all sniping at each other, which it started getting like that, and it just got really annoying. So a
Oh,
particular reptile, reptile keepers and stuff, they seem to be all mainly centered around Florida, and they're all right for a bit, but then you start I think the presenters start to get a wee bit above themselves, the ones that run the places, and then it starts about
yes.
slagging off other ones. And this one's doing it wrong, that one's doing it wrong, and they start forming allegiances and stuff. And it's like, once it starts going down that road, I just stepped out of them all.
No, I'm twitching. Quick, let's get back to ghosts.
But yeah, the fact that he's a horror nerd and a hauntings nerd, and that's his passion, and he decided to make that into a story. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You take your real life passions, your experience. That's you live life,
Yeah,
and
but
then if you convert that into something, create something.
Like just think though, with a bit of detective work, it won't be easy, and with a bit of saving up money, you could do like a podcast from the old F tunnel.
Well, maybe not, because it didn't quite work out for the last girl, as we
I was
find out.
going to say, I am.
I don't think that's a good idea, because this episode.
If the background stories for this are based on fact, I'm going nowhere near the old F tunnel.
Yeah, because obviously they all arrive, and
I do think it's on the way to Fuji. I actually think it's on the way to Mount Fuji.
Mm-hmm. But they all get separated. Like they step into the tunnel, and then that's it. They're.
I love the fact that they kind of like they walk in, and it's just like Eiko is gone.
Mm-hmm. Not necessarily. Kidero and Yui are gone because Eiko's on her own, but that's not quite what happens the other side.
But it's like, do you remember one of the stories she reads at the beginning? It's like a mirror, like a traffic mirror. That shouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. And as they all set off into the tunnel, Eiko just looks off to one side, and there's this mysteriously placed traffic mirror.
Mm-hmm. But that's all it takes. That's the thing. It's all divide and conquer, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's like I like the fact that in this it kind of like it mentions things in like an offhand kind of like very, very slow, nonchalant kind of manner, and they become very important later on in the series.
Mm-hmm.
I need season 2. I need to open up my newsfeed and it'd be like, oh yeah, Dark Gathering season 2 starts tomorrow. I mean, yes.
Obviously, if I get any word, I'll report it on Horrific News.
Oh yeah,
but
like Dark Gathering season 2.
But yes, party poppers and all.
Yeah, but that'd be I'd buy myself a carton of orange juice and toast it.
But yeah, this is where Eiko gets separated from everybody, and then we see the most 2000s like YouTuber ever. Like talk about step back in time, because now they'd be going around with the gimbal and the the selfie stick and the mobile, but this is like
isn't she great?
We meet Anna,
who is totally doing like a live cast from the old F tunnel.
Sort of did a bit of both. She's got the camcorder as well.
She must have some damn good phone reception if it works in the middle of a tunnel, because my bloody phone doesn't.
Oh God, no. I think that's why she's got the camcorder as well, to sort of back up. But she tells Eiko that she passed by Kedero and Yahweh, which seems a bit strange because they didn't stop to talk to her.
Do you trust this girl?
Absolutely not.
Odd that.
It was one of them. It was one of them things. I instantly went, she's either going to be the villain or she's going to be a victim, or as in she's going to get taken out. Like
I
we're not going to
instantly
get a new
thought.
character at this point. I think it would be a
Mm,
bit much
mm.
to
I
add a new
instantly
character to
thought.
the team.
I instantly thought Colin's going to love this one. Because you remember I
They're
showed like
definitely getting darker. Yeah, they're definitely getting darker.
Every step this story takes is another step into the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the moments of comedy get fewer and fewer and fewer.
No,
so yeah, it's like let's walk back down. Let's walk back down the tunnel, and we'll see if we can catch them up at the end. Eiko and their new friend Anna turn around, and they're getting on really, really well with each other. And Anna is like telling like more ghost stories to Eiko about the old F tunnel, and how it was the scene of a series of gruesome murders.
Yeah, and this is where we find out as well that now the tunnel will not let them go. They get to the end. It's a bit like Uzumaki, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You try to leave by the tunnel, it's not happening.
They get to the end of the tunnel, and the moment they step through the exit, they're back at the beginning.
Good. Yeah. Oh, welcome, Luna. Yeah, I was lurking. I had my phone with the sound down. That's why I said I was lurking on your stream there. That was a good chat. I'll catch up in the end of it. Obviously I had to get ready for this. But yeah, good to see you jumping on. Yeah, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Cryptid Fright. Just finished their live stream and then so all join together. Live streams all Sunday with all the horror channels.
Yes, all the horror channels need to pull in the same direction to bring horror back into the mainstream for these poor, sorry people who are addicted to Disney.
Oh god, I've heard I don't even know if I can be bothered watching it. I might do it during the week. New Insidious movie supposed to be like just meh. But I covered the Red Door, the one before it, and I think I was the only one in the cinema laughing while everyone else was taking it seriously. So I know who the audience. It's like the Conjuring audience. It's all for the young ones who aren't watching horror. I know they introduce them. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Flips. You're too generous, Luna, honestly. No, and thank you for your support as well. Like, honestly, we've got a good wee team here of channels that we're all working together. That's what we try to encourage here. We're all trying to work together. There's, obviously, Luna, Cryptid Fright, there's Dell, there's Eric, there's Shay, there's a whole bunch of us, and that's all we're trying to do is. And obviously, if you like horror role playing, go over to Brotherhood of the Dice. Phil always been a great supporter of the channel as well. So there's a whole group network of little channels. That's what you try to do when you're, because it's brutal out there trying to be a creator and get your voice known. So we all work together and support each other and give each other a leg up because it's the best way to go about things. If you ever see anyone, I very rarely, if ever, have I seen horror channels tear each other down. I don't think I've ever really encountered it. That's one thing I like about the genre is we just have that mentality. It's like, nah. You see sci-fi, you see comic book stuff, you see superhero stuff, and all they're doing is sniping at each other. It's really off-putting. And then you've got drama channels, and that's all they do is internet drama. That's the whole purpose of their channels. And there's loads of them. And it's a bit shit. So I'm glad to be part of something else, something more positive, because
you've got to love the fact that drama channels is mostly about drama amongst themselves.
Mm-hmm. This channel said that against that channel and blah blah blah, and that's all they do. And you're just like, nah, that's exhausting. That would put your head away. I'd rather not bother with YouTube at all if that's what I had to be. yeah, we're gonna be. That's the thing. We talk about some of the darkest, gnarliest shit, and there's one episode here. It's like twisted beyond all measure, and we will
Do you know
happily
what?
laugh at that, and yet we're all nice to each other. That's what I mean. I love it.
Yeah. Oh. Excuse me.
But yeah, this is where obviously Eiko and Anna are going in this loop now, and every time that tunnel mirror appears, we never got an explanation for that tunnel mirror.
It was just one of the things from like the urban legends that there's just like this mirror that makes this like traffic mirror that is stuck in a location that makes absolutely no sense.
Because it would make more sense to point the other. Because the whole point of the mirrors is so you can see around the corner.
Yeah, but this one points back along the road.
Mm-hmm. So bends, they're usually at bends. Anyone that has lives in the country usually has one at the end of their driveway, so you can see onto the road. No, that's the purpose of them.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
basically
few here.
yeah, anywhere where there's a tight bend, that's what the mirrors come in. They're actually very useful. But this one makes no sense. It points to the tunnel itself, but we didn't get any context as to why it was there. It was just one of them random things, and I don't think we needed to. I didn't mind. You know what I mean? It was just one of them mysteries. But as they're carrying along, this is the thing. They find a couple of kidneys laid out in the road, and then every time they do a circuit, they start to find more body parts.
There's a bit more. It's like around the second time there's like 2 kidneys. The third time there's a liver.
Mm-hmm.
And all the time Anna is telling her stories.
Yep. And then this is the bit where she's basically telling the story of the ex-ghost. He was a serial killer that chopped people up with his axe, and if he caught you, that's what he did, is he basically split out your organs and did it in such a way that you were still alive until you were begging for death. And this is the moment you see, it's such an anime way to do it, but it works. You know what I mean? When you see the blacked out sort of features and the shadow, and the voice changing slightly.
Oh yeah, it's the moment the voice changes.
Yeah, it goes from happy, go lucky and chirpy to really sort of flat and sinister. That's when you know, uh-oh, Eiko's in trouble.
As if we hadn't worked out Eiko was in trouble already.
Yeah, from minute one. Yeah, we don't see we don't see Keitaro or Yaoi, and basically we don't see him until the very end. And I think that was clever because obviously there's a reveal there too. But when Anna's voice changes and she reveals herself, it turns out this is similar to what was it, about 3 episodes ago, the one in the house, where basically the poor powerful spirits, the lift.
Yeah, the one in the liminal basement.
House, as apartment, the spirit there, basically they capture and recruit other spirits to work for them. So this is what's happening.
I love this episode. Oh, yeah, and it's like they realize from they can hear like Eiko's screams of terror, and they realize that she's not in the old F tunnel anymore. She's in the old F tunnel.
Mm-hmm. So we've got a bit of shift. You know what I mean? You can actually shift reality. The more powerful these spirits are, they can actually bend reality. So she didn't actually. She was transported to the old tunnel, but she wasn't she didn't physically walk there. She's actually stepped through they can actually warp reality and like almost onto a spiritual plane. And the fact that these are able to now not just capture but have other spirits do their bidding. So it turns out that Anna was a victim and she is completely insane. She's been driven insane, and her sole purpose is to get another spirit to take her place instead of it being her to be someone else. There's just something dark, you know what I mean? Even her motivations. Like, it's not even she has to do it. She's actually, it's like an extreme form of Stockholm syndrome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like what she wants. It's all. So I get the feeling it's like she like. It's like it started off. It's like she'd do what the ex spirit told her, because if she did what the ex spirit told her, she wouldn't get hurt. She wouldn't get punished. But it's almost like that's she's gone beyond that now, and she's doing it pretty much because she enjoys it. She enjoys seeing the suffering.
Yeah, like she's fully went the other side. She's a more than a
Welcome to the
willing
dark
accomplice.
Welcome to the dark side.
But this is where we find out that all the spirits are like this. Basically, all his victims he gathers, and we're starting to see a pattern with this. You know, like the more powerful ones. Same as the waterfall. No, the waterfall is different. Sorry, she split her soul up. No, elevator bloke, and was seen in the bridge where there's basically the spurs are grouping together. So we're seeing different ways that spurs are finding a way to stay longer, because a normal ghost only has a limited amount of time. So a normal spirit that doesn't try basically move across the next plane instantly will linger, but they only linger for a certain time before their energy runs out. And we're seeing other ghosts finding ways that they don't want to move across, that they're finding ways to stay, and it's by basically other ghosts are as much victims as humans. But the ones that really want to reach into the human realm understand that by recruiting other spirits or enslaving them or eating them or a combination is what makes them more powerful. It can actually reach into the living realm and affect it.
Oop. Good stuff.
But this is also the bit where we go back to basically the only time Kero realizes is when the doll starts to take like the legs that cut off the doll. It's because it's taking the brunt of the attack.
Yeah, because it's taking the attack instead of Eiko. Because that's how they know she's really in trouble, when the doll starts to take damage.
Yep.
And it's kind of like the doll can only lose its legs once, because once it's lost its legs, it can't protect those limbs anymore. They're running after it. Yayoi sewing like mad in the background.
Yeah, to try and basically save, you know, give it a bit more protection. So that's the bit where
I say
they find to have Eiko with them, but it's not. This is the bit where
they can hear her. They can hear her, but she's not with them.
No, but they thought they had Eiko walking with them the whole time. Well,
yeah, because there's like Eiko's walking behind them, isn't she? And there's the moment where Yayo's like, Keitaro, read my phone, and she holds the phone out, and there's something on the back like that's like it's like, who's following us, or something like that. And Keitaro's like, that's not Eiko. It's just another of like the Axeman's spirits.
And that's where, you know, that's when the attack happens. So Eiko, the real Eiko, is getting attacked, but the dolls, obviously, and the fact that they're not getting attacked shows what's happening. But this is where the expert appears again and basically wants Ketero and Eiko to Yahweh to follow him. So he grabs Eiko, and that's where they go to the old tunnel. That's the whole idea. It's a trap. He wants to basically chase them. You know, he wants to play hide and seek, but obviously he always wants to win. And that's basically these two episodes sort of blend into each other, you know what I mean? Because it's basically one stops and it just carries on in the next scene.
They do, because it's like they managed to find their way into the old F tunnel. Doesn't the spirit take them to the old F tunnel? I remember them grabbing hold of the spirit and being dragged into the old F tunnel.
It was,
and they find Eiko, and they
reveal when the twig onto the other spirit, and then they attack. This is where the expert reveals himself, and then they see Eiko getting grabbed, the real one.
Yes, because he drags her back through the door at the end of the tunnel.
But he basically
just kind of like beckons them to follow him.
Mm-hmm. And then it just basically goes straight in the next scene where they're following him. This is where you see as well the doll, like the eyeballs in the doll, that the fact that the spirit's trying to crush his eyeballs just there and then.
Yeah, Eiko's like they hear someone shout out Ketero's name, and there's like Eiko's kind of like lying there in the middle of the tunnel, bound and gagged, and there's just kind of like all these faces, all these peeled off faces nailed to the walls of the tunnel, and they're all whispering Ketero's name.
Yeah, because he's a bit like Leatherface, you know, he basically wears the faces of his victims. And that's kind of the point, you know. He enjoys what he does. Like there's no tragic backstory, blah blah blah. This is just a sadist. He gets off on it.
He's just a murderous serial killer. There's no need for a cute backstory for someone who only acts as a villain.
But that's fine, you know. I think I get sick of this apologist shit, you know, that always apologizing for the villain.
This axe-wielding maniac does not need a backstory to make people feel sorry for him.
No, because it's just, he's the type that just tortured animals when he was younger and probably wasn't safe to be around other kids. He was just built that way, you know, just a complete psychotic creature. He lives for this, you know what I mean? It's power. It's enjoys hurting others, enjoys the fact that even in the afterlife he gets to do this. And that's, you know, you don't need any more than that. The interesting stories are the victims. For example, Anna is the interesting story in this. What takes someone who was a victim to actually be a willing accomplice? I mean, that's the interesting story, that the axe spirit himself isn't. The axe spirit is actually a foil. It's a force of nature. And it's how people react to that force of nature. That's the interesting story in this.
You love this story.
I thought it was going to be the high priest again, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's because it looked very similar. But then I remember obviously from last the prison martyr, the soldier spirit.
They're all in cute animal plushes. That's the thing. They all use she uses cute animal plushes to contain all of them.
But the chain, you know what I mean, the chain and the lock,
very
similar to the. So obviously we're seeing that the next level ones, you've got your standard dolls are just there with a few things thrown in, but your S level and your graduate tiers have the chains and the net.
martyr is scary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like what's it? The corrupted priest was horrifying, but good God,
No, that's because I didn't really get much of a sense of him. It was more the soldiers that had bound themselves to him that we got with the last episode when he was being picked up in the cornfield.
yeah.
But now we get him.
Yeah,
He wants to die,
before
but
it
he
wasn't
can't.
him; it was just the spirits of the people he killed who were behind him last time. This is the man himself.
And he is
But I
frighteningly
love the
powerful.
fact that it's like his power. His power seems to be linked to like the weapon he's using. Because it's like he starts off with a sword. He starts off with a katana.
Mhm.
And it's like the axe spirit attacks him and kills him. But as he watches, it's like his wounds heal. He stands up and he just pulls out a bayonet. And it's like there's like a defined air of effect around him, and it grows with every weapon he pulls out because Yayo's like, we've got to get away from here. So they pick up Eiko and start running away because if they're inside like the area of his effect, they'll be caught by the curse as well.
Mhm.
And it's like you literally see it's like the axe ghost, the axe man. He literally just kind of like the word I'm looking for. He diminishes. He just kind of like literally becomes skin and bones.
But there's a bit where the expert eats the martyr.
That I think that's this part. He kills him now with the bayonet, and he it's like the axe spirit eats him to regain his strength.
But even that doesn't do a thing because he just bursts out of his stomach.
Bursts out of his stomach and says, says, I can't remember what he says, but he's on about the next weapon. And he pulls out a rifle. And this is the moment where they're running with the Yayoi, Eiko, and Keito are running away, but because she's hurt her leg, it's like Keito is carrying Eiko. And it's like he can see like the boundaries of the curse catching up with him. So he throws Eiko and takes a leap. Eiko lands outside of it, but his feet are still inside.
Mm-hmm.
So Eiko and Yayoi pull him out, and he literally has been turned into like a skeleton. He's emaciated is the worst I was looking for. He's just emaciated figure of a man that used to be Keito.
He's like a concentration camp.
Yeah. Or a man who's been stuck defending the beach for God knows how long without food and water.
Mm-hmm. Just completely.
That's what it is. They're facing the martyr's suffering.
Yeah, because this is the bit where the expert gets grabbed by the soldiers because they come into the play as well.
Yeah.
And they drink him.
I can't remember what happens with the rifle, apart from the fact that the martyr gets killed again.
It just expanded out the spell.
Yeah, and it's like his curse. His curse affects the axe man, and the axe man is just lying there, begging to die, which I think is amazing. From this incredibly like unstoppable spirit to like this like literal matchstick man lying on the floor, gasping and wheezing, begging to die. And it's like the martyr just pulls a hand grenade out of his pocket. And it's like, if we're going to die, let's die together. Pushes the grenade into the axe spirit's mouth.
Yeah, it was great. Like you just see how powerful.
It's good stuff. And it's like the martyr's like, I failed to die again, and goes back into the doll that is like his I don't want to call it a prison, the doll that is like he's like
container or
yeah.
And that's the thing. Yeah, he mentions those two are friends. He didn't. She didn't capture him. She offered him something.
She was. If he helps her for a while, she's going to ensure that he can pass over.
Mm-hmm.
Because he does it because it's like the spirits of all the dead that he killed during the war that surround him are preventing him from passing on.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that the last one. It was a strange dynamic. But yeah, this is a completely different relationship as opposed to the other ones because he goes willingly. Yeah, where the high priest had to be contained.
I can say the high priest just tried to kill everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all the others absolutely hate her, but all the other spirits hate Yayoi, but they're too terrified of her to try anything. But not the martyr.
But the expert, he's laying there, and then he's got Yayoi standing over him with a doll. And you know it's not going well for him.
Like the choice he gives is either like fade away or keep surviving. It's like literally fade away and go to hell or keep surviving. And I'm going to be honest, I think he makes the wrong choice.
Yeah, well, she makes it clear it's a trap.
Because it's like, will I be able to kill again? Not right away, but eventually. Or words to those effects is what she says. And the ghost wants it. The ghost agrees, that the axe spirit agrees to go into the doll.
My question is, at what point in the spirit world is Yayoi this horror story that's told in their campfires?
That's a good question.
She's bound to have got into the lure now that they know her, because like they run from her anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's just it. That's why she wants Keitaro, because Keitaro attracts spirits to it. Whereas Yayoi, as soon as they see her, they run away.
Yep.
Yayoi is the bogeyman of the spirit world. She's got to be.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Any other explanation.
I'd love to see an episode where a bunch of ghosts are around like a table,
and
they're all telling Yayoi stories.
There's this girl with purpley black hair and twin pupils, and the world's worst tasting shoes, who walks around with a really, really cute little backpack. She carries like an alien doll in her hand. If you see her, run. Because if you don't run, there's no escape. It'd be cool. And then just like Yayoi pops up and catches them all.
Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah, but she tricks the axe spirit into this doll. And when she does, she realizes that its arms and its legs are they've kind of like been run through with nails. And they inflict pain. He's like, what is this? What is this? When I get out of here, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna slaughter you. I'm gonna do terrible things to you. And Yayori's just like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. As she slowly pushes a nail into its head, so that she can inflict on it the pain that his victims have felt.
Mm-hmm. It's like a reverse voodoo doll, isn't it?
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
And then this is the interesting bit, because Yayoi goes in herself to the tunnel, and it's like 10 minutes later she comes out with all her little I can't remember what they're called, little paper things.
I want to call them a Fuda, but they're not. They're talismans, basically. She's got 3 stacks. one stack, which is the baddie, the baddie spirit, who are all kind of like tied up and seem to be like trembling quite a lot. Can't understand why. The spirits that are neither like here nor there, and the good spirits.
Yeah, the ones that wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's like the good spirits they're going to take to a temple. The could be good, could be bad ones they're going to take to the temple as well, and they're going to leave them in the hands of the priests there to sort them out. The evil ones, they're going back to her bedroom. They're going back to Ayo's room so she can start creating a new graduate. And it's like, how do you know which ones are good and which ones are bad? And it's like she asked them all a simple question. Do you want me to move you over to another spirit? Because as we've learned, the way spirits survive is by devouring other spirits. And the ones who wanted nothing to do with that were the good ones. The ones who started demanding that, yes, she drag them over to another spirit, obviously know that they can like heal themselves and repair themselves and carry on living by eating another spirit, which means they must have done it before. So they're the bad ones. And then there's the one in the middle, Anna. And I love what Eiko says. She says, like, just for a little time, Anna was almost my friend.
Because Anna actually hides inside Eiko.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. She doesn't catch it there, does she? She catches it in the car on the way home.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because she's done all this already.
Yeah.
You get in the car, and then Anna's actually hiding inside.
I jumped a bit, but it's like this. She's like, yeah, this one goes with the evil, and she's like, just for a moment, just for a moment. It's like she was my friend. It's like, okay, you can decide what to do with her.
And Eiko gets her first spirit of her own.
Yeah. And I've got to be honest. I'm not going to spoil anything, but what she does with it, that is evil.
Well, I think we've established that Eiko is not something to mess with.
This is true.
She is a calculating person. This was the darkest episode. The next one,
House hunting.
Yes,
House hunting.
This was dark.
It's like this and the next one.
I would say this one's darker. When you think of the people involved. But I'd love to be able to save up money to buy a second house.
Yeah, but it's like, how often do you get a chance to buy a second house for 100 yen? Not 1 million, 100.
No, there's definitely something wrong with it.
It's right. They decide. It's like Eiko. Right. Eiko comes up with an idea that they need somewhere to store the graduates, which is easier to get to and more confined than just like because at the moment the graduates are kind of like they're kind of like she keeps them outside civilization because they basically have like a radius of power and terrible things happen inside inside their sphere of power. So you can't keep them in places where people are. So they're buried under roadside shrines, and they're like kept in the middle of cornfields in a scarecrow, that kind of thing. But they need somewhere more central. So Eiko has an idea. Why not buy a house which has ghost stories and hauntings attached to it, which will keep people away from it, so the graduates don't affect other people? Because and I hate to say it, but this is true, that if you have a house with like bad spirits or bad luck, They totally sell dirt cheap. Like $1 million yen for a house that should go for like 10 or 11 million. 100 yen. 100 yen for a house. Imagine you don't believe in ghosts. That is a steal.
No, that's not here because properties are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, yeah. Haunted or not, houses in the UK. Woo. So they decide to go on the internet and look for one of these houses. Meanwhile, it's like Caterer. Caterer is kind of like is in bed because he looks like
Death warmed up.
He looks like he's been in the middle of a famine for God knows how many months. It's like he's literally just skin and bones, and it's like, go to sleep.
Yeah, just sleep it off. It'll be fine.
Is this the one with the scene where Yayoi and Eiko are like, we're going to help you sleep? And it's like every 10 minutes, it's like, are you asleep yet?
Is that the next one?
No, that's after this one. That's after these.
Yeah, like
that
both come to feed him.
We're here to help you get to sleep. It's like perched on the side of his bed. Are you asleep yet? But yeah. But this is also the bit where we get Eiko's backstory. Or more of, not Eiko, Yayoi's backstory. More of Yayoi's backstory. Because it's like before we've had Yayoi tell Keitaro about the car accident and how the spectre of death has kind of like captured her mother's spirit, and that's why she's collecting all these ghosts so she can build an army to fight and destroy the spectre and free her mother's spirit. But now we kind of like get Eiko's side of the story.
Eiko has a wee bit of a meltdown.
Yeah, like Yayoi was like 7 years old when she moved in, but because they both like ghosts and spooky things, they hit it off straight away and became like proper family, not just cousins.
Yeah, but Eiko realizes how close to danger she's been all this time and completely oblivious.
Yeah. She almost died, and she doesn't know how she feels about it. She doesn't know she's still a fear addict.
Which is what her and Keitaro have in common.
Mm.
Which is, I think, why they did the ritual in the first place that went wrong. Now to think about it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she's been through two. She's been through like two experiences now where she could have very easily died if it hadn't been for Keitaro and Yayoi.
Mm-hmm.
So it's now she's asking herself the question, like, can she still face this? Because she doesn't want to put herself into a situation where she's going to be a handicap.
Once again, it's a bit of character progression.
I love character progression. I hate it when you get like a bland cardboard character and they stay exactly the same through God knows how many series.
Yeah, and they're reacting to these events as they happen. So they're dealing with absolutely crazy scenarios, and it's having an effect on their psyche. So we get the storyline of that, and get the how they get above that or learn to push past it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And how did she decide to solve it? By visiting the grave of one of the biggest monsters in Japanese history.
Mm-hmm. No, Masakado's grave.
Which is in
Tokyo?
Kyoto.
It's a Kyoto, is it? I thought it was Tokyo.
Yeah. Masakado. Thailand and Masakado. I like the way you described him as the William Wallace of Japan. He pretty much was.
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, he was. He wasn't happy with the emperor's rule, so he decided to revolt against it. Took over a large area of Japan, raised an army, and then died horribly. But his spirit carried on. He was beheaded, and his head was stuck on a spike, and his body buried. And they said the legend is that his body broke free and flew to where his head was.
And this gravesite's where his head was meant to have been buried.
Yeah. But he failed to rise again. And his head was buried at the point it landed, which is Diana Mascado's grave.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in Kyoto. I'm sure it's in Kyoto.
But this is where we realise that Eiko's been here before during school.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I love the flashback.
Yeah, because we're realising she has a sensitivity too. But it seems that she switched it off or something. She can, back then, we could see that she actually feels that there's something there, a presence. I think Keiro's just more advanced.
Yeah. But it's kind of like they went there. They went to the grave and they're walking past it, and like Keiro's just there hugging his head because of the pain. Because Yayoi's already explained that it's like people who are sensitive to spirit suffer from like headaches and nausea whenever they go anywhere near it.
This is where Eiko starts to experiment herself as well. She's thought about the dolls and her experience in the tunnel. And this is where she's like, okay, the dolls are very flimsy. They get ripped apart. Can we use something else?
See, to me, this is Eiko's genius. Like we know she's smart. We know she's smart because everybody's like, wow, she's smart. But this is totally Eiko's genius. It's like instead of having like a physical doll, which like if it loses a limb can't protect you anymore, why not put a talisman inside of like a mold, like a stone mold or something like that, and then fill it with like play slime, and then seal it so that if something slices through its limb will heal instantly because it's made of slime. And the only thing that will take damage is the spirit inside it.
It's basically the other concept of putting armor, instead of putting armor in the teddy bear, she's thinking of a material that'll last longer.
That is what a thought, what a genius. And of course, this is actually quite a creepy scene. Because it's like who? She only has one talisman with a spirit in it. Anna. And there's the bit where she puts Anna inside this mold that she's made and fills it with goo and like pretty much permanently seals the top on so that the goo and the talisman isn't going anywhere. And she's like, it's like, me and you are friends, Anna. Creepy smile creeps in. And we're going to be friends for a very long time. I'm not quite sure if being like shown all these ghosts and spooky situations is the best thing for Eiko. But I do like the effect it's having.
She's becoming just as frightened to the spirits. But in a different way to Yayo. Yayoi's a force of nature who wants to capture or destroy.
Yeah, it's like Yayoi. Yayoi is very traditional. with the way she deals with spirits. Eiko is bringing in. She's kind of bringing like science into it, technology. And I like that fact. I kind of like that.
No, it makes sense. It's using different materials, resin or that ballistic gel. You know, just trying different combinations to see what works. And why not?
This series needs a role-playing game. Technically, there is one, but it's never been released outside of Japan.
No, you can see lots of spin-offs with us. But it's a new property.
Mm.
So I'm pretty sure that'll happen in time anyway.
You know, I almost feel sorry for Anna. Almost.
Yeah, she's going to learn the hard way.
Almost.
She,
You know, they say keep your friends close and your frenemies even closer. And just when you think this is dark and there's no way out of it, who pops out of the shadows?
oh, this is where the train happens, isn't it?
It's like this is where I pops up, and she's she got a bit carried away after her brother's memorial ceremony, and she's lost. But she's got arms full of like shopping bags and things. I remember. It could just be the way I see her though. And she's like, "Oh no, I'm lost. This is terrible. I know. I could ask someone where I am," and then she collapses. Because it's like the spirit of death. Oh no, that's next episode.
Yep. No, it's a god.
Because she's kind of like I need to ask people, and she goes running off to ask people. It's just kind of like a short skit just to remind you that I exist. Because it's the next episode where we see her guardian, if you want to call him that.
Owner or whatever, claimant.
He's like 16, he's 500 years old, you know, the god with the problematic age gap. Thumbs down. But Yayoi and Eiko decide to go and check out this house. And like they're standing outside this rotting, run-down house that's being sold for 100 yen. And I have never seen any homeowner try so hard to put people off buying a house. He's selling it for 100 yen, so he must want to get rid of it.
But he also feels guilty.
But apparently it's a murder house where multiple murders have taken place. And it's like there's all these stories. It's like the father killed the mother, and the father killed the mother, kind of like in front of their daughter or something like that. And then the father and the daughter used to lure travelers into their house and murder them. And it's like, but they both, it's like the daughter died in mysterious circumstances and the father took his own life. When they were investigating these deaths, one of the female police officers who was involved suddenly discovered she was pregnant. 10 days later, died giving birth to like a huge-headed, monstrous baby, which died as well. And all these like horrible, gory, terrible tales of like things that have happened to people who've been in the house or just past the house. And Yayoi and Eiko are like, yes, we'll have a look around it. It sounds perfect for us.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you mad? To which Yayoi's like, let's go!
Oh,
Stop! Whoever came up with that, he should have a pay rise.
Yeah, because she even says let's go in Japanese, but it's not the same. Like she says, let's go in Japanese a couple of times, but it's not the same as this.
Let's not go.
Oh yeah,
And then we get
the House of the Virgin Conception. Yeah, this is the darkest
right.
I know the two are tied together.
House hunting, like if house hunting is messed up, what is the House of the Virgin Conception?
House hunting's the premise, it's just the setup.
Yeah. The House of the Virgin Conception is
It's twisted.
Something that needs to be seen, viewers.
You could watch this episode on its own without understanding this series at all. And it's this could be a dark horror movie in itself. I would say this is what were we talking about? The twins, sisters of.
Oh wait! The twins are part of Catero's unknown family because apparently he's also got a younger brother.
No. The movie.
Tale of Two Sisters.
The Tale of Two Sisters.
Tale of Two Sisters, the Korean one, my favorite horror, my favorite live-action horror movie of all time.
This episode is on par with that.
Yes, it is. It's that kind of. I don't want to say messed up. I don't want to say it's messed up because I think saying it's messed up will do like the amount of storytelling that goes into this a massive disjustice. It's an incredibly clever episode. But it's the kind of episode that will, at least a couple of times, make you wince.
Mm-hmm. When you realize it doesn't say it outright. It doesn't use crass language or graphicness, but when you find out the dynamics of this family and what they did in real life, and then what they did in the spirit world, it's dark. Like this is.
Oh yeah, this is. I tell you. Right. The House of the Virgin Conception is dark. Oh, Mr. Horrific, sir, you haven't seen anything yet.
Well, so far this is the darkest episode.
Right. All I can say is in the next 6 episodes we have to watch, they're definitely in this series saving the best until last.
Okay.
Because I say it starts off fairly dark, and then it's like every step you take through the stories and the episodes, it just gets the darkness gets a little bit darker, and the stuff you're wading through gets a little bit deeper. So I would love to see a live action of this, but only if it was made in Japan.
Yeah,
if Netflix turn around and say hey, we're doing a live action version of the Japanese anime Dark Gathering.
No.
I may have to get violent.
Sadly, Western creators can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Too sanitized.
Yes. So Yayoi and Eiko are standing outside the house when Yayoi, who has the ability she has the sight, sees the door, they're standing outside and the front door opens just a fraction. Which of course freaks Eiko out. But Yayoi, who has the sight, sees a wandering ghost walk in through the front door.
Yeah, for some reason, wandering ghosts are attracted to this house. But and even at the beginning of this, we see dark things go on. We meet the father and daughter.
Yeah. The father looks perfectly normal, but the daughter seems to be wearing one of those creepy face masks with the crescent-shaped grinning eyes and the really, really thin, really, really wide grinning mouth. It's a great look. I love it. But yeah, it's like they invite the wandering ghost in and take him into like what would be like the living room. And it's like they go in and it's like Eiko and Yayoi follow them, only to see like 4 glasses of water sitting on the table. And Eiko's like, why is there water? Who drink this? How long has it been sitting here? She picks up the glass and instantly goes to drink it, but Yayoi stops her at the last minute.
It reminds me of the murder when Kikero, drank his water bottle without even realizing.
When he gets like when that ghost like literally leaps into him and he just chugs a 2-liter bottle of water in like 3 gulps.
Mm-hmm.
He says, yeah. And he's like, no. It's like, there's no running, this place hasn't been lived in for years. It's like, there's no running water. The ghosts must have put it here. Daughter ghost is standing in one corner of the room, literally ripping her hair out. Yeah, and they realize that they see the wandering ghost lying on the floor and realize that the water is poisoned, both in the real world and the spirit world. And they drag the body, if you can call it that, of the wandering ghost out. And they remove the floor panels, and there's like a well under the floor, which isn't as weird or as rare as it sounds. They chuck the body of this wandering ghost down into the well. Then it's like petrol, gasoline, or something they pour on top of it, and then they just chuck matches down. Ball of flame, scream. Spirit, what's left of the spirit, comes drifting out the top of the well.
It's like they're feeding it to something.
And then this huge mouth bursts through the roof above, and the jaws just go clonk, and it's gone.
So we've effectively got 2 spirits grabbing wandering ghosts and feeding them to something else.
To feed them to a thing.
This is where Yayoi and Eiko go to investigate. And
they go upstairs, because if they stay where they are, they could be next.
Mm-hmm.
And they go upstairs, and in the room where the creature was, Yayoi sees like a spirit altar, kind of a spiritual shadow of something that existed in the real world but doesn't anymore. And you've got to be honest, it looks like something you'd find in a church.
I was thinking like Mexican church, you know, that denomination that do all the weird shit.
Yeah.
It's something like that. Can't remember the name of that denomination that they have, but it's part voodoo, part Catholicism.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. It's kind of like oh no, what's it called?
Well, it's part of the Day of the Dead, you know, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, the something Dos Muertos or something, where you have like all the white face paint and things.
And they make offerings to it. You know, it's like I said, it's a combination of Catholicism and voodoo. That's the style it's done in. But essentially, it's a skeleton. It's got the robes.
But it's kind of like it reminded me of some kind of like twisted Catholicism, because it's kind of, it was almost like, because it's like the skeleton of a woman with one. I think she got one of their hands up in some kind of like sutra pose, but she got like a cloth draped over her head and around her. It reminded me of the Virgin Mary for some reason.
Yeah, the Mary Magdalene thing. You know, that's the robes, but
it's awful.
It's the 3 skeletons inside her womb, or let out like an altar inside her womb to represent babies.
Good. At the moment, she only sees the one. But then it's kind of like, as they're wandering around the upstairs. Oh, that's like the spirit. We'll call it the baby. Why not? The spirit, the baby, like kind of like creeps out from behind this, like the shadow of this altar, and Yayoi and Eiko decide like to run from it deeper into the house. And as they do, they pass through rooms. And as they pass through rooms, they kind of like see the history of the family that lives there being played back to them. And it's very dark.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Although I hate to use the term messed up. I don't like using
with a tragedy.
I don't like. I don't like using messed up because it just feels like such a childish term to describe something. But yeah, it's a tragedy.
It starts off with a tragedy, but the way it goes, just
jumps off a cliff.
It's not good. So what started off as a family argument gone wrong? The father and mother had an argument. He pushed her, she fell, cracked her head. That could happen. That's not outside the realms of possibility. That happens all the time.
It does happen.
People trip and fall. They end themselves. People fall out of helicopters, survive. You know, it's the absolute randomness of life. People trip in the shower, and that's it. They're gone. There's people who have cars fall on top of them and buildings, and they walk out alive.
Yeah. But it's like if the father she's like mum, speak to me, mum, are you there? Oh my God, she's dead. What are you doing? And the father's just like, we just having an argument. I pushed her. So all I did was push her, and she slipped and fell over, and she hit her head. And then it's like the scene swaps to like the father standing in the doorway, and like the girl is like on her knees crying, surrounded by pieces of paper, and all these people are like wife killer, murderer, because people make their own decision. It's a good old fashioned trial by social media.
Yep, even before social media, it's the. We're seeing that a lot lately. People have been absolutely hounded, and even before it goes anywhere near court or anything.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's either we like this person or we don't like this person.
Yeah,
there's this fucking thing going on at the moment. I've tried not to look at it, but this mother strangled her 3 kids to death. And the internet's going crazy with these lunatic women saying how she's the victim.
Yeah, I can. I just need a moment to go over what has just been said in my mind.
Yeah, that's the world's mad. Honestly, it's
like social media. Apologies to people who love social media. Social media is the worst thing that has ever been invented in the history of mankind, because it's like you don't rely on like official sources for news and things like that. You rely on basically randos on the internet.
It's a medieval mob. It's the equivalent of like this is an isolated farming community outside the city, and they've decided that the family must be harassed and punished or whatever, which is a tragedy. And like honestly, it was an accident. I don't think he meant to kill his wife. It was one of them heated arguments that could easily have turned out this way. I imagine if she'd just fallen on her arse. the
I was
argument
going to say,
stopped.
you should have fallen over and ended up with like a bruise on a bum. Nothing would have changed.
That would have been the end of the argument. Oops.
So, oh my god, are you all right? I didn't mean to push you that hard. To which it would be like, ha ha ha, oh, what are we arguing about? Oh, that's so silly. Or, oh my god, I want divorce. Whichever way it went, it would have been better than that. But it's just it's fate, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way things have turned out. She fell awkwardly, banged her head, and now she's dead, and now they're being accused of murder. But what happens next? What happens next is a very interesting point of this story.
Is that the
mysterious person arrives at the door, telling them that there is a way that they can like solve all this. Yeah. But have you noticed the person who does it is appears to have no hair because he hasn't got. It's just a silhouette. There's no outline of hair.
Mm.
He's wearing glasses, and he appears to be sitting down in something, maybe a wheelchair, and there's a guy in a hat pushing him.
I think we've met these two.
It's the guys from the Castle H episode. The guys who placed the talisman in the pool under the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
Then it showed them once, and now it's bringing them into the story more often. This is building up to something.
So their solution is to perform a ritual where the daughter gives birth to a baby and kills it at precisely the right moment, and that'll bring their mother back.
That's pretty much how it works.
So the only person available to impregnate the daughter is the father, and he goes along with it because he wants his daughter to be happy.
Yeah, that's the whole reason he goes along with it, is because he wants his daughter to be happy.
No. This is the bit that just made me go, no.
Darkness. Horror. Right. Right. But before that point, that is when they start. That is when they start inviting like travelers into their house and killing them. That's when they build like the altar upstairs.
I still can't get past that bit.
What was the best scene from these episodes?
There's no best scene in this episode. This is
from all of these episodes.
That's a tricky one.
Mine hasn't arrived yet.
Yeah, we'll maybe park that and go over when we get to the end. But
right. Mine could possibly be the entirety of the next episode, Morning Twilight. Now, I'm gonna, in a couple of episodes' time, I'm gonna ask other people what their favorite scene from this series, and you're better at watching it, so you can answer me.
This isn't a scene by scene sort of series. This is a story. It's a story being interwoven.
Fantastic. I love the way they've kind of like they've ditched the main story of like Yayoi and Eiko searching through this house to show you the tragedy that has gone before. Because it's like what got the father and the daughter in trouble with the police wasn't the fact that they were killing people. It's because when the police were investigating disappearances, they searched their house and they found the altar upstairs
with the mother's bones.
Yeah, which was made of the mother's bones. They found that. That's what got them in trouble. And the police decided to investigate it, which made the daughter and the father rush. The daughter fell pregnant. We won't say any more about that. She died giving birth when the baby, during the act of being born, literally exploded her from the inside. Because the father arrives home and his daughter is lying in the hall, guts everywhere, dead baby. Anime doesn't pull punches.
No.
At which point, realizing that his daughter was gone as well and what was happening, he hung himself. And then the two of them, because they died performing evil acts, unable to pass on, just continue to go with the plan. They continue to go with the plan of collecting people's souls so this angel can be born.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the problems now is ghosts can't give birth. They need a physical living person to do that. Which is where the story of the policewoman who, after going through investigating the house, found herself pregnant and died giving birth 10 days later comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only going to get worse.
I think this is an attempt to create the spectre of. God, I keep forgetting that name. The spectre of death.
You think it's an attempt by the mysterious evil priests to create a spectre of death?
I think this is one of the first attempts. I think to create that entity, this is what they've been doing. That's what the angel was going to be, was another spectre of death. Now we don't get the full scene. It's only but these two are obviously very convincing.
Mm.
But there's not enough time. Like I
There-
don't think
there
there's
isn't.
into the
There-
front door. I think they'll probably work on them like pretty hard. Especially the father. Like the daughter can understand it being heartbroken, wanting her mother back.
Mhm.
But the father to be like, oh yeah, you've talked me into it. I'm going to have sex with my own daughter. And
Teenage girls are evil. They used to make my life hell. I was also a teenager at the time. Like,
it's like, yeah, I'm going to do that, and then we're going to sacrifice the baby. Like that doesn't. I'm sorry. Like tragedy aside, that's not normal.
Mm.
Like these two, I think we needed a more of a scene that showed how these two were convinced, or maybe we don't. Maybe it's just we know that these two are powerful and they're very manipulative, and that they're trying to almost bring world-ending events to play. It's a tricky one, isn't it?
it is. The next scene is also a banger. Eiko and Yayoi, after being chased, managed to find a way out the house. But as they run out the house, this pretty large baby-like arm just kind of like wraps around the corner of the house and literally grabs Eiko.
That's where it keeps going, Mama?
Mama? Mama? Mama? And then it literally, because it's a ghost and it's made out of ectoplasm, presumably, it just forces itself down Eiko's throat. And you can literally see it like in her abdomen swells up, and you can see it pushing its face against the skin.
It's
to
happy.
The point where it actually develops a physical mouth, and it's just going "mama, mama" all the time. And I'm like, whoa, that is possession and a half. I'm not smiling, honestly.
I don't blame the entity though. I think the entity in this is the least evil thing. It's just going by instinct. It wants to return to the womb. It wants to feel safe. It wants bonding, parental bonding.
It wants to be born as the angel. Because it needs to be born from like It needs to be born from a physical mother. Excuse me, listening. I'm grabbing snack. It's like using her finger puppet, which is basically the spirit from the little finger of the god she got at the children's shrine.
Kitchmarrow.
Yeah, she literally drives the spirit. Well, Yoi drives the spirit out of Eiko by literally stabbing it in its face.
Just poked it, out.
And it's like, if like this, because it's like it's a spiritual creature, so she can put holes in it, and it doesn't hurt Eiko in the slightest. And it's like, if it does this hurt, I hope so. If you want me to stop, get out of her. And it's like the baby basically like regurgitates itself out of Eiko, and then Yayoi sets the ghost from the old F tunnel on it, and it just devours it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh, I see you. You've gained some of your strength and your memories back in the doll." And it does, because it's sensible. And then they work out that it's like that should have got rid of the curse. Oh no, that's it. They
the curse is left behind.
Eiko lifts her, like she lifts her. Yeah, Eiko lifts her shirt up, and she's got markings on her abdomen where she's been given what is basically a pregnancy curse.
This is where we revisit the altar.
Yes,
and there's not one set of bones, but three.
Yeah, because they work out that it's like the old tunnel, the old F tunnel spirit has just devoured like the angel. It's devoured it. It shouldn't be able to pass a curse anymore. So there must be more than one of them. This is the creepy kind of shit that makes me happy. This is my kind of horror.
There's no holds barred. But also, it's not shock for shock's sake.
Mm.
There's a story, there's a purpose.
Oh, yeah. It's like they're not, it's like these angels, they're not just random. They're like, somebody told the family that if they managed to succeed in creating an angel, they could they would join their mother in, like, it's not going to bring their mother back. It's just going to allow the murderers. They've been involved in incest. They're killers. It's like their souls are going to go to hell for this.
Not
no
just
choice.
But
if they manage to bring an angel into existence, they'll be the angel will forgive them, and they'll be able to go to heaven with their mother.
Yeah. This is dark, like definitely the darkest episode of this. It's memorable. It rattles right in your head.
Dark Gathering is a series that it'll never leave you. Even after we finish watching this, you'll still think about Dark Gathering.
Oh yeah, I love it. I have the same. I'm already starting to budget out to pick up the manga. I've got a bunch of manga. I want to start setting money aside every month and gathering some stuff up. And this is on the list.
I say I'm going to do that, but I decide that I don't need to eat for a week.
No, I need to actually specifically order books now every month and set aside 20 quid or something every month.
Also, it's like you've got to buy like the expensive box sets so they look great on your shelf.
I can't afford that, so I've got to pick up a bigger month and then read it and maybe review it in the channel. That'll justify.
Buy the merch, peeps. Buy all the merch.
That's my plan anyway.
Horrific Old Tales Volume 4 is sitting next to my bed, and I'm enjoying it.
That came out. I'm quite happy with that one. That came out well. We'll be
It
talking
did come
about
out
that.
really well. I enjoy it.
We're going to be talking about that at the end of the month. Get the authors on board and talk about the inspirations and all. And science fiction horror is cool.
I've got to be honest. Some of my favorite games are science fiction horror, both computer games and role playing.
But this is proper supernatural horror. They're adding little bits of science fiction horror into it. They're using not modern technology, but technology of the 2000s. But it's working. You know, it's.
I tell you, making like making a talisman, making a protective talisman out of slime is genius.
But we'll have to see how it works.
Like the moment you get hurt, it's pretty much going to repair itself because it's slime. How do you cut the leg off something that is basically a thick liquid?
That's, we're going to find out how it works.
Anna is the only one who's going to get hurt. You don't care about her. So we have 3 angels.
But this is the bit where Eiko gets shoved down the wells and basically left for the last angel. I can't remember what happened to the first one.
The first one was killed. The first one was killed upstairs by the old F tunnel spirit. It was really quick. The first one
used
was
it
killed
twice.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the second one, because they killed it. Yeah, they killed it before they left the house. The second one is the one that grabs Eiko as they leave the house.
Do you know what it was? When I got the flashback, everything else went out of my brain. When I realized the true darkness of the story,
it's
what they're prepared to do in the human world. For example, we see horrible stuff happening with spirits, and you kind of disassociate from that. But when you see the way they act, especially the father's the most unassuming, placid person. Like his whole personality, he's just the fact that he would go along with us is the twisted bit. Like you see, the daughter is twisted. The daughter has become purely twisted by grief and maybe unlocked something in her. Yeah. But the father's what it can't put him around.
The daughter is the driving force behind it. She's the one who's perpetrating this, keeping it going. A father's job is to protect their children from things like that, not get tagged along.
And that's the fact that he was prepared to do that in the living world. And that's what made me forget about the first angel, because like I said, this is the bit that blew my mind, this part of the story. And it's not it's not being told graphically. It's being told in a matter-of-fact manner. And that somebody as mild-mannered as this bloke can be twisted and corrupted sort of shows the powers of play. Particularly with the guy in the wheelchair and his assistant, the one that created the Spectre of Death.
Yeah.
If they can convince him, these are
if this was like Western horror, this was like our kind of horror. They'd make a huge show out of the fact that kind of like the girl gave birth to her father's child. Yeah. In this, it's almost like it's just like mentioned in the offhand. Oh yeah, and by the way, and by the way, the father and daughter had a child together, and then move on to the next topic. And it's
I think that's what makes it more powerful.
Yeah, that makes it more shocking because you're like, wait, what? There's no huge build up to it. There's no like musical crescendo. or weird camera angles
No,
to
no,
kind of emphasize it. They just casually like reach over and plop it in your lap.
and that's what makes
And
it rattle about in your brain more.
I love the casualness of it.
And of course, if you've done that, then being a serial killer,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That, yeah, why not?
yeah,
You're
it's
already a
like,
degenerate, so fucking
like,
hell.
it's kind of like, do you want another biscuit? Yeah, go on then, I'll have another biscuit. Oh, by the way, the father also the father's the father of the girl's kid. Okay, what?
And they don't even birthed it for the purpose of ritualistic murder.
Mm.
Not even out of like some twisted love or anything. It's just, yeah, we need to do this for the ritual. Okay. And
Yeah,
now
fair
we've got
enough,
to
fair
kill a
enough.
lot of people.
Whatever you want, my wonderful daughter, I'll do anything you want. I'll do. And quite be honest, by this time I would have clubbed her unconscious and kind of like
Yeah,
taken her into a very secure hospital.
that's the
Um,
she's the driving force as well. That's what makes it even more twisted.
Mm.
And yeah, the whole thing just rattles about in your brain.
Don't you love it though?
Oh, absolutely. That's what how
Yeah,
many
this is
movies, how many shows are so forgettable now? Like you've forgotten before you've even finished. This has stayed with me. I'm like, fuck.
this is what we like. This is why I keep going. People watch this. People watch this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you like anime, you hate anime, you've never watched anime before. Don't watch it for the cartoon. Watch it for the writing and the story. Watch it for the fact that when a character screams in this, it's a full-blown, blood-chilling, bone-rattling scream.
If this was live action, it'd be X-rated.
If this was
It would
live
get an
action,
X-rating.
it would never be shown because they'd ban it.
Yeah, that'd be an
They'd
X.
ban it.
At the minimum, get an X rating.
If this was created into live action, it needs to be done by a company that still believes in practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
Japan's really still good. That's why I want Japan to do it, because in a lot of Japan horror shows, they still use practical effects. They still use and smell the blood, bucket of blood gets slung in from one side. You don't tell the actors you're going to do it because it gives you a much more convincing response.
Yep. But this episode finishes obviously with Eiko's in the well and the last angel's just descending on her.
I love the fact that she's there and it's like the light cuts off. She looks up and there's just like the bloated, deformed face of this like monstrous baby just like slowly pushing its well down the well, saying "Mama" over and over again.
Actually, in answer to Luna's question, I think that scene. There's something final and horrifying about it.
Remember, I watched this when it came out. So you get the scene where the baby, the angel, is pushing its way down the well towards Eiko, who is literally wetting herself with fear. Right. The ending credit comes on. Then we had to wait a week.
Imagine this being like the 6th episode, about have to wait the next time.
It's like, oh no. But I don't mind that, because it's like it just makes you think about the episode more.
Mm-hmm. But then this is where we go into Morning Twilight. This is almost like a trilogy of episodes, because this started at the end of House Haunting, and then this great episode, and then it's...
I don't know why, but I love the name Morning Twilight for some reason. Morning Twilight, or it could have been translated out as, like the darkness before dawn.
Mm-hmm.
happens. It's like, if I remember rightly, it's like Yayoi is there at the bottom, trying to be as quiet as possible, and their phone rings. Not Yayoi, Eiko. Eiko is trying to be, their phone rings. It's Yayoi. Until the reaction, something like, "You should not now."
Not now, I know.
Oh, this is really bad timing.
And it's actually bury herself, you know. If she could get dirt and scoop it over herself, she would.
Mm.
But this is
And then
Yayoi manages to
Yayoi appears like the cavalry coming over the hill, and totally kind of like kung fu kicks the angel in the back of the head, or something like that.
But even the way this sort of finishes, it's not, for once it's not Yayoi, it's these two's own twistedness, because obviously the father and daughter then have a disagreement. This is where the father finally decides enough's enough.
Yeah, because the angel's been wounded quite badly by Yayoi, and it's like lying on the kitchen floor, sobbing and whimpering. And the daughter's like, get up and finish them, get up and kill them. And father's like, it can't, it's wounded. And the daughter's like, well, in that case, sacrifice yourself to it so it can become strong again. Can we just talk about how messed up the daughter is getting?
She is twisted. I think the grief released something inside her. I think we all have like our deep core personality, for good or ill, for darkest, for light, whatever you want to call it. And stressful events release that. It's a catalyst as opposed to the reason. It's like, you know, the idiots that go, I can't drink vodka because vodka makes me fight with people.
Yeah.
And they blame the vodka, but if they don't drink anything else, apparently, or drink other things, that doesn't. No, it's just, that's the way the person is. It's like, it gives them permission to do it.
Excuses.
You see it with people that have lived a pampered life, and then they get a dose of reality, and the nastiness, you know, that their personality comes out. Because that's what stress does. It reveals that everyone can have a veneer, but when that gets stripped away, you see who the real person is. But that can be good or bad, you know what I mean? Like, even after all this,
obviously, grief, whatever else, failure, and all the other things has driven the daughter insane. A crazy ghost is worse than a normal ghost. But I love the way that she's ranting on about how her father should like give himself to the angel so the angel can heal itself and do this and do that and the other. And then there's a massive great chomp noise as this huge pair of jaws just closes around her and literally bites the body off her head. And her head just lands on the floor.
And she's still like, ranting.
And yeah, but she's like, why? Why has this happened? I just wanted my mother back. I just want to go to heaven so I can be with my mother. And she's mumbling on about this when the baby picks her up in its teeth and just kind of like smushes her head like a peanut.
That was a cool scene as well.
That was a better death scene than so many I have seen. Or death scene, because she's already dead. But yeah.
She is that wrapped up that even reality events, you know, her own demise don't register.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but you know, she deserved it. But yeah, and then the father's going like, no, not my daughter as well. Please finish me as well. He basically gets his legs bitten off.
And then obviously as he brings out the X-Man again.
Mm.
It's like Pac-Man, isn't it?
It kind of like waka waka, and that's it. Everything is dead. He just like destroy. He doesn't even kill it. He just grabs hold of it and starts ripping chunks off it with his teeth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, what a way to go. But it's like the third angel is dead. The third angel is no more. Yet Eiko still has the marks of the pregnancy curse on her stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And so they start looking around to find what it is. And it's like they go back into the room where like the spiritual figure of the altar is. And Eiko notices that the part of the wall is a different colour. And it's like, Yayoi covers one of her eyes. Why I'm actually doing this in real life to show you, I'm not quite sure. But Yayoi covers one of her eyes, cutting off her spirit sight. And she sees that kind of there's a bit of a panel that's a different colour. But it's been done in such a way so that it's behind the spiritual image of the altar. So anyone with the sight wouldn't see it.
So this has been planned.
This is the amount of planning that's gone into this. It is a meticulous plan.
Mm-hmm.
They like punch through the wall and they discover a small box, and inside it is a piece of bone that they think must belong to the mother, the original mother. And they smash it, and the marks of the curse disappear.
Now let's go back to the waterfall.
Yes.
What drove?
I am quite happy to go back to the waterfall.
The talisman, the one with the hand, is what drove that spirit insane.
Yeah.
This is exactly the same thing. So you ask a question of this: was it the daughter's real personality, or was it the talisman? Would they have acted differently if the talisman hadn't been planted there?
Did I think it was the father? I think it was the daughter who made like the talisman out of the tooth or the piece of bone, whatever it was. I think it was the daughter who did that.
No, because look who visited the house. And look who planted the talisman in the waterfall.
Mm.
This is where I'm saying about we only got a brief scene of them appearing at the door. But obviously a lot more has went on to convince him.
Mm.
And I think that's part of the plan. Like, I think they were trying to make the Spectre of Death. I think they were trying something else at the waterfall. This is all part of a bigger plan.
Until it's explained, we won't know.
Mm-hmm.
There are. The glorious thing about stuff like that, we can all have theories and they all make sense.
Yeah. But I believe these two were behind the talisman because that's their MO. And the fact that the talisman, if it's placed there, drives spirits the same, that sort of fits. What we don't know is if they had to destroy the talisman first, would the daughter have flipped like the noble lady at the waterfall? When the talisman was removed, its grip on her was removed. But that's what we'll find out because obviously the daughter gets killed. Destroyed.
The daughter is dead. I like the fact that when they sort it all out, when like the altar is gone, when the curse has been removed, when the angels have gone and the daughter is gone, and the house has been cleaned, that the upper torso and the head of the father are lying there going, please, let me move on, let me move on. And he's like, how many people did you kill? And he's like, oh, I've no idea how many wandering ghosts, but people, it's like, I'm responsible. I killed my wife. I'm responsible for this death, that death. I'm responsible for the death of my daughter.
37 or something?
17 people. And Yeo is like, yeah, I'm not gonna forgive that. It's like, you're not going to pass on. You're going to stay here and you're going to guard this house first. At which point the father has like a flashback to the worst moment of his life, and as a ghost, pretty much in the front doorway, hangs himself again.
Mhm.
And they're kind. I love the fact they're kind of like, yeah, this will be effective for keeping people away, and just leave him hanging there.
Yeah, it's similar to the apartment, I's apartment.
Mm.
Not just to keep people away, but to keep wandering ghosts away. This is where we switch over then to I again. Funny enough, as we mentioned it.
Oh, it's what's it? Just before this, we get interested to, we get we get introduced to Caterer. The fact that Caterer has two twin sisters, and it's like it goes through them basically taking the piss out of him because he's there like doing muscle poses in front of the mirror. Now he's basically like recovered from being like hit by the martyr's power, and they're basically taking the Mickey out of him because he's still a bit like chicken winged.
Yeah, but they missed the whole context.
They're watching the television, and there's a thing on the television about a train accident, and the camera zooms into this train accident to a figure lying in the middle of the wreckage, and it's I. And it's like, it's almost as if the train derailed. It's almost as if it ran into anything, but there's nothing else involved in the collision. And it goes to I who's lying there, and then it's kind of like there's a voice that kind of goes, "Oh, what's this?" And it's like Herr God, the God who has claimed her, appears, and hanging in the sky above him is the spectre of death.
And this is where he starts to give it advice.
Yeah, because it tries to attack him, and he basically blows a chunk out of it, and then he heals it, and it gives him advice on how to use its powers.
So this is where things are starting to ramp up.
Mm.
So there's an alliance that but didn't want to happen. Because the Spectre of Death is the ultimate, bad guy or entity. It's the one that, he's after. The god that's claimed I is like a side mission. Now the two have teamed up together, essentially. Because it's going to remember it. He's giving it advice. And as we see, it works. So this is where these two are going to end up together. But we need a bit of comedy. Because these have been like 3 heavy episodes.
Yes.
Especially that last one. Like that was... Whoa.
Yep. So it's like, in order to make sure that Caterer is all right, Eiko and Yayoi go round there to give them a visit and also tell them they've brought a house.
Mm-hmm. As you do.
And this is where we get the "Are you asleep yet?" scene.
After they feed him full of like sushi.
I mean, I wouldn't complain. I mean, Eiko and Yayoi feed me. I mean, it seems personally reasonable.
Said he's bulked up a bit. But yeah, that's what I mean. But it just needs a bit of a comedy just to lighten everything down again.
We're going to sit here until you're asleep. 10 minutes later. Are you asleep yet? No. 10 minutes later. Are you asleep yet? No. 10 minutes later. Are you asleep yet? Right, that's it. Kicks them out of the room.
Yeah, it's never going to work.
Why do they want him to get a good? Why do they want him to get a good night's sleep? Because tomorrow they're going to pick up another graduate.
Mm-hmm. This is the bit where Eiko finally admits that she's the same as Ketero. She's addicted to the fear.
He's a fear junkie.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a dangerous thing to be.
Yeah, it's the same as drowning junkies or anything else. It's always about pushing to the next level.
Mm.
It's a form of addiction. This is where the spectre of death goes to visit Kishimojin, because we had the plan to go back and capture that god slash spirit. Is she a god?
She's indeed. She's what?
She's
She's
a god, yes.
a god. She's the goddess of dead children.
Yep.
Oh, well, she's the goddess of children. She protects children.
Unborn spirits or something. But yeah, that's she was going. Their plan was to go back when she got strong enough and add Kishimojin to her basically her army. But the Spectre of Death goes there first because it wants to test something.
The new skills it's learned.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time it's doing that, at the same time it's doing what it does, we've got Yayoi. Because it's like didn't you say, like, because Eiko is asking her, it's like, in order to take out like Eyes God, she needs like 3 graduates. Why didn't she take any when she went to Kishimojin?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, because I was safe there, I didn't need any.
And that's where we find out about the rule. Kishimojin won't harm children.
So, because she said, like, Yayoi says that if she was an adult, she'd have needed at least 6 graduates to take on Kishimojin.
This is the bit where we see the Spectre of Death trying out what it's being taught by the god.
It's eating spirits of the children that Kishimojin is protecting.
Mm-hmm.
But Kishimojin can't do anything about it because the Spectre of Death is itself still only a child.
Yep.
So dang.
But this is the bit where we understand why I captured the mother.
Yeah.
The mother's spirit is essentially in a surrogate womb.
I love the bit when that is revealed.
Because it made no sense.
Like earlier in one of the episodes close to this one, you see Yayoi looking at a picture of her and her mother. Almost as if, like, you know, the anime wants, almost as if, like, it wants to remind you what her mother looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
It's the fact that the mother is essentially the hands, the will.
Mm.
So it's the mother that's going to eat Kishimojin.
Yeah.
Kishimojin asks her, "Don't do this," and the mother says, "I can't stop."
She literally doesn't have a choice.
Mm-hmm. It's almost tragic, you know. She's used as a vessel or something. You know, it's more than just. She's not a servant. She's part of the Spectre of Death. The Spectre of Death is in her womb, but we don't see that until she's revealed.
No.
So it makes sense then. It has to be Yahweh's mother that eats Kisimogen, because she's going to pass it through the placenta, to the unborn baby, which is the spectre of death. Even that's dark. If you're a mother watching this, I think this would get you more than us. I can appreciate it.
Yeah, but we can't.
If you're pregnant, to watch this.
We can appreciate it, we can watch it, but it's kind of like it's almost like this part of this is aimed at us.
No, it's definitely aimed at mothers or expecting mothers. That's the horror. That's that side of the horror that's brought in here. And if you think about it, the spectre of death is essentially now a sibling of Yahweh.
Yeah, I mean, it's got her eye now.
Yes, that's right. Because once it eats Kisimogen, it evolves and gets the same eyes as Yahweh.
It's too good, damn it! It's too good.
Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting to see what the full plan is, because this is all done with intent. Is the god interfering with the plan, or is it accelerating the plan?
I don't know. I think we're going to find more in the next episode, because from the trailer of the last episode, it's like two mysterious priests in the next episode. So hopefully they're going to give us a bit more background.
This is where we get to
at least they better.
We know these two are doing this with purpose. They created the spectre of death.
Yes.
They've obviously attempted to create more. It's all been done for a purpose, but I, as God, getting involved, is that going to scupper their plans? Is the spectre of death going to go back to the God?
He doesn't sin against them, though, does he?
Yeah, but it's not always the way.
Presumably, he knows nothing about what the priests are trying to do. He's just seen like this murderous spirit that is like the spectre of death.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he told you it would be much better if you concentrate on it and did this and that in order to make you more powerful. The last words he says to it are like, "Now, leave me, go and entertain me." Because you've got to be honest. There's like a spectre of death, a demon, a monster that hasn't been born yet, versus a god. I know who my money's on.
Mm-hmm. But the priests are maybe hoping to control this thing or unleash it. Will that be entertaining for the god or not? This is where the story is intriguing and these seeds have been sown.
Mm.
How are these two going to intersect? Because they will intersect at some point.
They're like. I don't think, unless it's kind of like chance meetings like this, I don't think they're really going to meet until Yayoi sticks the god on the spectre of death.
Hmm.
I think this is just kind of like one of those background things where if you're watching a secret agent movie, it's like the agent and the spy who he's against bump into each other on a train platform, apologize to each other, and just keep going, none the more aware of each other. I think it's like that kind of meeting, but one that's kind of like made the spirit of death, the spectre of death, more powerful.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see anyway, because obviously, Yoey's going after both.
Oh yeah, she wants to capture the god to use in the fight against the spectre of death.
Mhm.
The spectre of death she wants destroyed. I can't wait for the battle, which is why I want them to hurry up and release season 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 if there's one.
Yeah, it's all building.
Oh, God, gathering, damn it.
But this is where we'll go to within the brothel, because this is the graduate.
Love Hotel.
Oh, sorry, Love Hotel. Yeah, but
Mhm.
this episode's called within the brothel.
Right. The difference between a brothel and a love hotel is a brothel has ladies who you can rent by the hour. Yeah. A love hotel only has rooms that you can rent for the hour. You take your own lady there.
Okay. But the episode's called within the brothel.
I honestly don't know if it was or not. I can't remember the title of this one. I will take your word for it because you've written it here. I just remember the place was called something like Banana Juice or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, weird. Yeah.
Who's that? The blue banana. The banana smoothie. Obviously, penis joke.
I like the fact that they're talking about, we'll have to get this all done before school starts back.
Yeah.
This is like summer holiday stuff. Like they're facing life and death. And they want to wrap us all up before school starts back because they won't have enough time.
Well, yeah, because it's like once you're back to school, you're not going to spend the evenings out hunting ghosts because of all the homework.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, it's like Keito and Eiko. They're basically university students now.
Mm-hmm.
Real life gets in the way of all the fun things, don't you find? That and money.
That responsibility, but you need the responsibility to earn the money. You know, it's a vicious circle.
Right. But don't you love the story behind the hotel?
It's a bit like
it was big. It was owned. Yeah, it was owned by a gang who used to abduct young ladies from the street and take them there to have a bit of fun with them, which in the end ended up with them losing their lives at the hands of the gang, meaning the entire hotel is full of ghosts who, because they were either like blindfolded or unconscious when they were taken in, don't know the way out.
Mm-hmm.
So every single ghost that's in there, every spirit is trying to find its way out. Apart from one. Because this brothel, we'll call it a brothel, this love hotel is the place where Yayoi has hidden the third graduate. In a secret. Sorry, dear.
She hasn't hidden it there. She can't get to it. She's tried multiple times. Was that not it? Because of the secret room.
Right.
And every time she gets to the secret room, she gets expelled.
Yeah. Yeah. She ends up every time she gets into. Right. Because the spirits don't know where they are. They have like when they fail to escape, when they fail to escape from the hotel, they have like a place where they kind of like they dematerialize and rematerialize in a room that they have created by themselves, a secret room, which is where they start out from. And by watching the ghosts wandering around the hotel, Yayoi has managed to backtrack through the series of movements they take that lead her to the secret room, which is where they hid the third graduate. But the third graduate has locked the secret room off from her because it hates Yayoi's guts for capturing it.
and she can't get to it.
Yeah,
And
she
all-
can't get to it. Every time she gets into the secret, every time she walks through the door of the secret room, she gets teleported back to the entrance of the hotel.
Mhm.
Good
But-
stuff.
She wants to use Cato because the courtesan, who, that's basically the madam of the house, would
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah. Because the specific reason she'd like him is because he's a man. It says a lot about the courtesan.
And a virgin.
It's great. So yeah. So it's like she'll like you because you're a guy, and it's like all the ghosts that are wandering around the building are women, and because this place is like such a haunted hotspot, nobody goes there.
Mhm.
So he could literally be the first guy who's walked into there for years, which is great because it's like the moment the three of them walk through the door, Cato disappears.
Yep, but don't forget the scene before this. She'll also like him because he's a virgin. And this is the bit where Eiko says the only person that's going to pop his cherries me.
Oh God!
And this is the bit where she basically lays it out for him, but he just goes wibble.
You're like, well, he's kind of like I get the feeling that despite the fact he's cursed, before the fact he was even cursed, Cato has led a very sheltered life.
Yeah. But Eiko's very direct, as in if you're popping your cherry at anybody, it's going to be me.
Then she starts laying the plans out.
And you're just like, he's just like, what?
Poor guy. How can you talk about something like that at this time?
It's just that she's so frank about it.
It's like she right. Eiko is a woman who knows exactly what she wants. In a way, the most dangerous kind of woman.
Mm. So this is where Cato then, like you said, vanishes. He gets separated from the spirit world in the hotel.
I like the fact that even though he's in the spirit world, they can still hear him.
Mm-hmm. And then this is about where he's been given instructions to how to get to the secret room. It is like a maze or like a game or something. You know what I mean? He has to switch this door, open it, close it.
Yeah, it's kind of like go to room 203, change the door, change the room number to 413 or 414, something like that, and leave the door open. Yeah, this poor ghost walks into the room, the door slams, screaming, moaning, hideous, terrible noises. The door opens, the ghost staggers out. Then all these kind of like shadows of men clinging to the walls go off like spiders.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Yay!
We'll get something strange. We'll have another spirit who wants to switch with Cato. And when she grabs it by the ankle, Cato sees through the spirit's eyes.
Yeah.
They literally swaps places.
This is the spirit he's been trying to follow back to the secret room.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like I understand. I understand why it wants to I understand why it wants to swap with him. Right, it wants to swap with him because he knows the way out.
Mm-hmm. This is the bit where we get the question asked: how many spirits roam the living plane? This is an ability.
Mm.
How many spirits roam the human plane in human bodies? And don't we get a brief glimpse of the two priests?
Yes.
Suggesting that that might be the case with these two. We have been human once, but spirits has maybe possibly swapped bodies.
It's an intriguing question, because if so, how many people are they up against?
Yeah. We didn't get the pan to those two for no reason.
No.
With that question.
So it also asks the question, what are they trying to do?
This work goes about The Shining. Like, this may as well be the Overlook Hotel. Especially when he goes into the room with the hot tub.
The room with the hot tub. Right. Can I just... Did you notice that when he finally found his way to the secret room, the room that nobody can get to, the door number was 404? Like 404, secret room not found.
Very good.
It did make me smile. It did make me chuckle because everything was far too serious.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, this is getting darker, like you said. There's definitely a bigger plan. We're starting to see it now.
Mm. It's like the death of Yayo's mum, and Yayo is like urged to get revenge for their family, has brought us into something a lot bigger and a lot wilder, and I can't wait to find out what it is. Because, like I said, I've read some of the manga, but not all of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's been no second series of this yet, but it is quite a new anime.
No, and it's building up nicely. And I think what it is, if the Spectre of Death had picked another family and another mother, this wouldn't be playing out. He picked the wrong family.
Yes, without a doubt.
And then that's where you ask the question: was this meant to be like the forces of darkness, forces of good, always counteracting each other? So the family was placed there for this reason. That's an interesting one. But this is where the spirit is basically trying to get freed and pretends to be Eiko.
It does quite a good job of pretending to be Eiko at the start until it decides it's going to seduce him.
And does it in the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kitaro knows, I think, in the back of his head that he can have Eiko at any time. Like, they're going to get married, they're in love, etc., etc. That is not a question. It's just a matter of when. And like I said, the scene where she basically told him that he's going to be her first and she's going to be his first, that it's going to happen. Matter of fact. Sort of sets the scene for that. So when the ghost starts to be sultry and creepy,
I think it's going to be the other way around. I think it's going to be Eiko is going to be like kneeling on the edge of the bed, and Keitaro is going to be lying there going like, "Please be gentle with me."
Yeah, but it's. I mean,
well, yeah, he knows it's going to happen, and he knows it's going to happen when the time is right.
Yep. This is where the courtesan messes up because Eiko being trapped in the bath made sense.
Yeah,
It's when
it's
she can't
something
help her own nature.
It's something that could have happened.
Yes. And if she'd stayed like that and that mannerism,
It would have made sense.
Kato would have freed her. But when she started to act all sultry and not like Eiko, that's where Kato twigs on that he's being used. It's a trap. I like the fact that Eiko got to hear him say, "Do not disrespect the what was it?
The woman I love."
Yeah, it's just he just says it outright. Do not disrespect the woman I love, or blah blah blah. Words to that effect. And he just says it openly.
And then the fight starts between them.
This is where Eiko's actually able to reach through with her cursed hand because her and Kato share the same curse, which they haven't really played with. Has Eiko ever taken her gloves off?
Yeah.
It's only ever been Kato that's taken his glove off. But I imagine if she took hers off, she'd be the same curse, wouldn't it? The nerves.
Yes, we've only seen Eiko's hand once, and that was in a photograph that she showed Yayoi.
Mm-hmm.
In the episode where they went to Keito's grandma's shrine to have like his nerves snipped.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. I remember everything. It's one of my favorite animes, so I'm word perfect on it. Almost.
But this is the bit where obviously Eiko joins up, reaches through into the other realm, and gives Kato the strength to capture the courtesan. And of course we get another "Let's go."
Oh, you know what? I hate the fact that it's like the fight. It's such a great fight between like Kato and the courtesan, but there's very little to say. There's very little to say about it because it's like it's mostly verbal.
Yeah. It's a battle of wills, basically. She's trying to convince Kato to let her free because this is the way Yaoi has left her. But I think the scene at the very start was very important, where Eiko basically tells him, "Yeah, we're going to be doing the busy. At some point that's going to happen. That's not even a question."
One day, Kato, I'm going to tie you to the bed.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's what I mean. That was it was an important scene because it completely took away the courtesan's power. And I don't think they even realized that they did it. Well, it's clever writing.
It's brilliant writing.
If
Kato
was in any doubt as to Eiko's intentions or his future with her, the courtesan would have won. And it shows that sex isn't the weapon against these two because they're secure. So that wasn't the way to break in. If she'd stayed as Eiko, as the helpless, the person trapped, and Kato was just helping her, it would have worked, but she couldn't help herself, and that
Yeah.
led to her own downfall, as in getting caught out.
She had to exert her power over men that no men could resist her because she's such a great courtesan.
But she didn't understand the dynamic between Eiko and Keitaro.
But there's the brilliant little scene at the end of this where it's like Eiko reaches through the spirit world and helps Keitaro finally tie the binding on her. And then it's like the secret room collapses and they're in the room together. And he turns, as he walks off, he turns around and he stops and he bows to the courtesan. He bows to the courtesan and says, like, I understand that you were the greatest courtesan ever, that you could wrap men around your little finger, but you had no chance in like getting between me and like the woman I love. Great little scene at the end of it. It's literally Keitaro apologizing to the courtesan.
But you didn't know what you were messing with here. And it's not an unrequited love. That's what said by that scene at the entrance of the hotel actually became really important. Even though it was meant as a joke. So as they're wrapping up, this is the bit where Eiko talks about the story about the father. The random ghost is switched. So this is important, that spirits can enter the human world and actually take over the physical bodies of the living. Which I think builds into the overall plan of what the priests of the spectrum are going to do.
But the fact if he stays like this for more than 48 hours, he's going to be like this forever. They don't end the story. They leave the story on a cliffhanger. But how dare they?
A better one than last time.
Well, this is true, yeah. But it's kind of like, I like the bit where it's kind of like, right then, we've got like the graduate. Now let's go to where we were going. And he's like, oh God, yeah, this was only like, this is only part of it, isn't it? And he's like, come on tomorrow. No, we're going now.
Yeah, and that's where the next
we're going to
the waterway, isn't it?
Watergate Eye, or whatever it's called.
Yep. No, this was fun. Really enjoyed this. I like the fact that we're getting more of the overall story, where this is all going, and the twisted things that people get up to, and corruption.
Right, it's not afraid. It's not afraid to do. I'm not going to say questionable things, but it's not afraid. It's not afraid to kind of like ramp up the darkness, ramp up the horror. And I respect it for that.
No, it definitely doesn't shy away. And the storytelling leaves something in your mind. It's not torture porn. It's not shock for shock's sake.
No.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. I hope we're not left in too much of a cliffhanger when we do the last block of 6. That's going to be frustrating.
Yeah, but that's how they. I've said that's how normally they do it. But I do it right. Right. This is a 2025 anime. Yeah. On October at 8 a.m. on October the 28th, 2025, it was confirmed on Dark Gathering's official X account that season 2 is in production. So it's just a matter of waiting.
Yeah, that's cool because this is a fascinating story. I love the characters. And I love the fact that it doesn't hold back. There's the cutesy fun aspect to it, but the horror is pure horror. Like there's no messing about.
Oh yeah, it's like the fact that it's animated, the fact that the characters are cute and cartoony doesn't distract from the horror. No, doesn't detract from the horror.
Not at all. In fact, it adds a. It's like Happy Sugar Life. It's a tool for storytelling, and it works because when you realize the gravity of what's happened, it rattles about in your brain more. So far, the House of the Virgin Deception. It's been one of the darkest episodes of
that kind of like ran through the door, shouted, "Hello, I'm horror," like left the ground and put both its feet flat in your face.
Yep. That's been one of the darkest episodes of a horror show I've ever watched. And I love the fact that I can still be affected.
If I could, I'd pass that comment on to the creator. I think he'd appreciate it.
That's what you want. That's what you want as a horror fan. You want horror to still affect you. You don't want to be completely desensitized.
My problem with horror is I find a lot of modern horror quite boring.
It's because the creatives are creatively bankrupt.
Yeah,
the mainstream stuff, the general stuff is just.
We're going to tell the same story that this other film told a couple of years ago, but our ghost is going to be blue instead of white.
No, it's difficult, but that's why I like to explore this stuff as well. And if you are feeling a bit jaded out there, this stuff's worth watching. If you're a horror fan, explore horror and all. Don't just rely on the mainstream. Don't rely on Hollywood.
That's just it. Right. Most of the good stuff that's coming out most of the good horror that's coming out for the past, I was going to say a couple of years, but it's longer than that, is from areas you wouldn't expect. It's like there hasn't been there hasn't been an incredible standout mainstream horror film for quite some time. Everything is either coming from areas you wouldn't expect, like anime or the indie scene.
Or YouTube, you know what I mean? Because even the Backrooms, an example.
Yeah.
It was a creepypasta YouTube show.
It's like, am I sad about this? No, because it means, unlike a lot of things, unlike most movie genres that are out there, horror as a genre is evolving. It's like there's the stumbling block that everything that's produced, whatever genre you want, seems to be the same. Horror is finding ways to surpass that, to move past it.
That's why you still stay with the genre and be excited. And we're looking at anime. We're not looking at stuff 10, 20 years ago and saying that's it. That's the apex. That's as far as it goes. That's when he finished during last year.
Yeah.
And this is as fresh and impactful as anything that's been made.
There are God knows how many thousands, literally thousands, tens of thousands, who knows, of horror anime out there that people haven't seen because they've never considered animation as like a serious genre. Which makes me twitch. It does make me twitch.
No, but that's anime has a reputation. And it's a Saturday morning cartoon thing.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball
it
Z.
has a lot of reputations, and a lot of them aren't very good.
Hell's Paradise fell into that, which was frustrating.
I enjoyed Hell's Paradise.
But
I haven't watched the second series yet, but
you can understand where I'm coming from, can't you?
Yeah, it's not horror as in horror. It's more action than just horror, and it's very simple action. It's like guy A, guy B, beat the shit out of each other. Guy A wins. It's the horror in Hell's Paradise is more of kind of like a spiritual kind of horror than like a physical kind of horror.
Compare that to this. They're in different leagues.
Yeah, you can't because it's like Dark Gathering is, as far as I am concerned, the greatest horror anime ever created. Am I biased? Yes. Will I die on this hill? Too bloody right.
What I'm trying to say is there's every chance something else could come along. Because the genre's still fresh, it's still got creatives, it's still got imagination, it hasn't been fully boxed in.
Right. The thing with anime is like it's kind of like over here in the West, it's like in order to get a film made, you have to be a name. Like Stephen King.
James Herbert, Clive Barker.
Thank you very much. I got James Herbert, but I was like, I'm like, shit. Who Hellraiser? Yeah,
Clive Barker.
Released
a Kickstarter.
You've got to have. Unfortunately, I've slept since I read that.
Right.
Like you've got to have a name. And when they turn around to you and be like, gee, Mr. King, we'd really like to make a film of your latest horror story, but we're going to chop the heart out of it, mix it around and do this to it. If you don't agree with us, the film won't be made. Which I got to be honest, kind of hate. Where it's like in the case of Hell's Gathering, it's just kind of like, you know what? This seems quite popular at the moment. Let's do an anime. Let's get in touch with the guy who created it and see if we can make an anime out of it. It's like because most anime companies, most anime producers are quite small, and they kind of like, and they insist. A lot of them insist on keeping the story as true to the original as possible. Which is why there's no generic character, because every character in every anime looks like a character out of the manga that it's based on.
Yeah, I appreciate that. As we're discovering with Death Note.
But we need more Dark Gathering. More Dark Gathering.
I was on a train of thought. I've been trying to explore Western comics as well. I've ordered John Carpenter's Cathedral.
Yes.
So I'll be doing an unboxing of that there and a review when it gets here.
I haven't read it, but I hear it's pretty good.
What's the other one I'm looking at? The Dark Descent.
Yeah.
Come out. The prequel to Event Horizon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I read about that.
So I'm doing that as well. Because I want to see the difference. Are they going over same old tropes? So, for example, obviously, Dark Descent is a prequel to Event Horizon. Cathedral's a sequel to Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to compare is the comic scene in the West following the same trope, which I believe it is. That's why DC and Marvel are dead.
Yeah,
They're just being
it is.
held.
It's
They're just being
mostly
propped up by
just-
property rights from the studios.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. For quite a lot of years, it's kind of like it's more like the smaller companies or the indie companies in like Western comics that seem to be making money. But it's kind of like because they're not like major players. Some companies aren't interested in stuff like that. Oh, right, there's a superhero series called Astro City. I would love to see that hit film.
I'm not even talking
I
about.
would
I'm talking about.
love it's like superheroes, but despite the fact they've got superpowers and things like that, they're everyday normal people with everyday normal people problems, and they're just like saving the world in between like the arguments and the being late for work and like the television blowing up.
It's something
I'd love to see something done with that.
Western horror animation. It's not very prevalent.
It's got to be out there. There's got to be somewhere.
And I'm wondering, is this where the West could learn from the East?
Actually, if you feel like
not the same style, not the art style.
Yeah,
but
trying to think of a
mechanics.
Western horror cartoon. A Western horror cartoon.
It very rarely exists.
I've got to be like the first thing that's coming to my head is Scooby-Doo. Don't know how I feel about that, to be quite honest. That's Scooby-Doo, not Scrappy-Doo, because as far as I'm concerned, Scrappy-Doo doesn't exist.
But that's what I'm wondering. If following the same template, smaller studios recreating established comics, animated rather than live action. I don't think going live action, like even with this, is going to work. This is where animation allows for something to come to life and not hold back.
Can you like the spectrum of death? Can you imagine how much like film quality CGI that would cost?
No, but even once again, I'll go back to the House of the Virgin Conception.
Yeah,
that would be X-rated.
Oh god, yeah.
To tell that story properly, live action, it would be X-rated. And that's not going to work.
No, it wouldn't.
I don't know, I'm thinking out loud. Because Western comics are essentially dead. Most comic book shops are 90% manga.
Yeah. I've got the local comic shop in one of the cities near I am. It's called Page 45. And it's like they started off with like Western comics with a really small like manga section. And it's just grown now that we now have a really, really small Western comic section, mostly superheroes, and the bulk of the shop is manga and anime. It's a shame, but it's like I don't think like comics. I don't think like comics and animation has ever had kind of like the coverage that it has over in the Far East. I don't think it ever will. Because I honestly think that people who look at, I mean, comic. Look at the word comic. It's comedic. It's funny. It's like it's like comics and cartoons will never have kind of like the adult pull, the clout that they have over in the Far East. I do think that's it's kind of sad because I honestly believe that if people tried, they could throw out something just as good as what they are producing out there in this country, in America, France, Spain, Germany, whatever.
I just think we need to reinvigorate storytelling. And I'm just thinking, is this a way to do it? You know,
because I mean,
through animation.
Who needs storytelling when you can spend all day and all night staring at a screen?
No, I think we need that's what's killing us. As a race of people, collective races, if you say they're West, it's ingenuity. We're losing that. We've lost it. And it's killing us. And what I'm trying to think here, and maybe open people's minds to, is this a possible avenue to reawaken it?
It'd be nice if it was.
And the horror genre is like the most powerful genre. Even with the attempts by political correctness, or you can't say that, you can't say that, it hasn't completely destroyed the genre. We'll have a lot of mainstream stuff that's been sanitized, but it hasn't destroyed the genre as a whole because there's too much out there. So I don't know, it's just a thought.
It'd be just nice if you could like ram stuff like this into people's face and go, "Look, this is how you do it," and they'd be
but
like,
that never works. That creates resistance. People have to willingly look at it. And that's why talking about these sort of things on the podcast, I think, helps. If somebody checks this out and they get inspired, then that's a good thing.
Yes, definitely.
We don't have to copy verbatim. Like I'm not talking about rehashes, remakes. I'm just talking about a vehicle to tell more stories and not be held back by film. Film you're held back.
We need, I think the West needs a new media. I'm not just talking about horror. I'm talking about everything. They need a new media because it's like you go to sit down to a cinema, you watch a film. It's like same old. Yeah, they need a new media to bring their stories across. Why not animation? It's a hell I
challenge the stigma of
animation. Animation is a hell of a lot cheaper than paying like 15 to 20 million for like a star for a name. It's like it's better than spending like a couple of $100 million on like CGI. But the thing is like it's like the biggest anime corporation in the West at the moment is of course the Mouse. Yeah. Everything they produce nowadays is drawn on computer. But I can't really complain too much. Dark Gathering is created on computer, but they still create it as frames. It's like it's still individual images. Back in the early 90s, Disney released a series of films. It's like The Emperor's New Groove, Prince of Egypt, Atlantis, Treasure Planet. Each one was trying out a new style of animation. Each one an incredible film with an incredible story, but because they didn't make as much money as the big classics, wiped out from the start.
Yeah,
back in the 90s, Disney had its hands on something special, and they let it fall through their fingers.
That's because the weatherman got in control.
Why Disney? Why?
Because it's a scumbag company.
This is this is technically before it became a scumbag company.
Was this before the Pixar merger?
I think the Pixar merger came afterwards.
Because that's where it changed. When Steve Jobs was involved and got the set up the deal for Pixar to be merged in with Disney because that was the biggest competitor. It's whenever Bob Iger got involved. That's what said the Weatherman. Whenever the Weatherman became the CEO,
Yeah.
that's where it proper ramped up and became a scumbag company. But it was already heading that way. What I'm saying is, like you said, anime studios are small. There's lots of them, and they're continually taking properties and bringing them to life. I think that model in the Western world could be a potential savior. And if people embrace animation more as a not instead of, but as an additional medium.
Yeah.
And then the ones that are really successful can be converted into live action if needs be. But I don't want it to be a trend.
I've got to be honest. That's normally how it happens. Something has to be successful as an anime before they'll even consider making a live action of it. It still surprises me just how many live action Death Notes there are out there. So you think about it, there's like
Four movies.
Four
TV
movies. Four movies, a television show, and if you want to include it, an absolute fucking terrible abortion of a thing.
I didn't want to. That's what I was
They
thinking.
should have been left in the bucket. Every time Netflix turns on and says we're making an adaptation of this, I'm like, oh god.
Please don't. But I'm just wondering if that's an option. Is that something worth exploring with people? I don't know. We'll see anyway. But there we go. That's that. That was fun. I'm glad we're covering it. And I'll be looking forward to the next one.
It's like the only sad thing is that the next time, in a fortnight's time, when we sit here and do this again, it will, for the moment, be the last of Dark Gathering.
For a better anime, but we know
So
it's going to be happening.
After we finish the next one, I think we should have like a minute's silence.
It was like yesterday. Chris and I finished the last episode of Ash vs. Evil Dead.
I still have to watch that.
We didn't want to end the stream. It's like you end the stream at the end of the series.
It's like I'm like quite overdramatic. It's like losing a child. It really is. It's like something you sat down, you've enjoyed it, you loved it, you've laughed with it, you've cried with it. It means a lot to you. You get to the end, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like I don't want it to finish. I don't want Dark Gathering to finish.
It's like when I went to see Return of the King.
Hmm.
It was one of those. Oh shit! This is the last one. That's sort of bittersweet. Want to see how it plays out, but also knowing this is the last movie in that series. But that's all part of it, isn't it?
It is.
The good thing about this is always something else.
Maybe the production crew behind Dark Gathering will see this and they'll be like, do you know what? We've got some amazing fans in the West. Let's just put in that little bit of effort and get this out by Christmas.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It normally takes 2 to 3 years for a full anime series to be made. So that was 95. This is 96. Chances are Dark Gathering will be back in 97.
Yeah, it gets out of the wheel.
But are we going to wait for it to finish, or are we going to do like a weekly review of each individual episode?
No, I think it'll be like The Monster Wants to Eat Me. We'll not put it on the wheel till it's finished.
I want a second series of that as well. It's not strictly horror as far as horror goes. It's more of a love story, but God, I love Monster Wants to Eat Me so much.
It's a massive horror background.
Oh, yeah. So it's kind of like one of the things I like about, I've said this a million times, one of the things I like about Japanese horror is the fact that Japan is still a very spiritual, very story-based country.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they still, it's like grandmas still sit down in the middle of like a night, in the middle of a power cut when some typhoon has like blown the power lines down, and they will all gather together and they will tell scary stories to each other in the darkness. It's like they still have like groups of school kids going to the local shrine or the local temple, and the priests will tell them stories from history. It's like they're kind of like their they're kind of like their culture. They're kind of like the spoken word. It's like the ancestral stories, the stories that have been passed down, are still so important there. It's weird. It's like you've got like this really ridiculously technological country with all its like its high rises and its stupidly fast internet and its robot waitresses and things and self-driving cars and things like that. But you still have a guy who's on his way to sell like, I don't know, rocket parts to some company, will still stop in at the local shrine just to clap his hands and have a prayer for his success.
That's
They still during Golden Week and during the Obon, everyone still goes home so they can like visit their ancestors' graves and things like that.
No, it's
what a culture. There's no wonder their horror is so good, because they still believe in the stories and the legends behind it.
That's what we need to reignite over here.
Yeah, we've lost.
Not taking over culture, but reignite our own.
Yeah, right. In a way, with all our electric light and our mobile phones and our interconnectivity and things like that, it's almost like on a day-to-day basis, we've lost the ability to fear.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you're in the middle of a busy city and the lights go out and you've got no phone signal, that's the only time we will ever fear fear. I've walked across Birmingham city centre at 2:30 in the morning. I know what fear feels like.
Oh god, yeah, that's even with the lights on.
Whoa. I wouldn't mind, but I was wearing an anime t-shirt at the time. It's like,
no, but there you go.
And
right.
And no one bothered me. Apart from a couple of youths who liked the t-shirt because they recognise the character on it.
There you go. But
Good
we
old
will
days.
be back to finish this off and see where the story goes. Be a lot of fun. So thanks everyone for turning in. And as always, until next time, keep up to date with the channel, do the types of things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.